Backlog. AJ, I do not think that Multiverse of Madness is better than Thor 4. I think Thor 4 is a better movie. I think I think Multiverse of Madness has a lot of issues in terms of there is too much, and a lot of the characters that are established just wind up not really mattering by the end of the movie.
Doctor Strange's character arc could have been solved in one weekend.
Actually, literally within the first 10 minutes, they're like, oh, you're moving on? Oh, okay. And then, like August said, the next scene could have been him in a bar drinking with his friend, and it's like, you gotta move on. And then, that's essentially the extent of his character arc.
It wasn't his movie. It was everyone else's movie but his.
I would say Multiverse of Madness had a lot more hype. Like, everybody loves Thor, but it was a multiversal movie. Everybody was expecting a whole lot out of it.
They thought something was going to happen.
Was probably the most disappointing part. Like, if they didn't hype it up or as much, it made it seem it was going to be something more, then I think it would have, gone by a lot better.
People thought Wolverine was going to be in the movie. They thought Deadpool was going to be in the movie. They thought all of these characters, which, they only had a small select few. Is anybody else getting that sound? Is that coming from you, August?
Yeah.
Is it?
What are you doing, man?
I'm just outside living life, bro.
Anyway, they thought all these things were gonna happen. I was excited. I was hoping they were actually going to bring more X-Men into the story and explain being a mutant.
He didn't even use mutant. Charles Xavier is in that movie, and the word mutant is not used.
Yeah, it's not used. It's not explained.
They can easily tie everything in just by using the multiverse, so they kind of missed an opportunity with that.
Exactly.
That movie. I don't get it. That movie, it was the greatest chance of setting up references or shit for
later. Yeah, in the future.
Mutant should have been thrown out. Hell should have been thrown out. Just because we could get a really cool storyline involving Hell with Wanda and a couple other people. There's so much they could have done. Mephisto, so much could have been set up that they just were we'll set up Secret Wars and that's it.
I mean, Mephisto, let's face it, Mephisto should have been the plot. Well, it could have been the plot point of
WandaVision.
No, not WandaVision. God damn it, Spider-Man: No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Yes,
yeah, that's what I
because essentially that's what the One More Day, I think it's what's called
from the comics.
Yeah, from the comics, because that's essentially what they took from, but it's fine. I think what upset me was they finally introduced the Mr. Fantastic. And I was like, awesome. They introduced Charles Xavier. Both of these are you have certain pillars of Marvel, right? You have the X-Men, you have the Avengers, you have the Fantastic Four, right? All of them are very important characters to the world, and then they just killed them off, and I'm no, why are you doing this? Why? I mean, it was cool, and then also you have essentially the whole Illuminati just getting bodied by Wanda, and she just also kills Captain Marvel by dropping a statue on her, which doesn't make any fucking sense. You see the other Captain Marvel in at least in Endgame, she's blasting through an entire ship and just destroying it with and she's just dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I get everybody else dying, fine.
Yeah.
Also with Reed Richards being I'm the smartest man in the world, and then he's well, Black Bolt, he just has to say one word and then you can die, and she's what mouth, and just gives away their biggest weapon. He's the smartest man in the world, yet he's gonna he understands everything.
Maybe book smart, not common sense.
Yeah. No. Overconfidence in smartest man in the world. Name more iconic duo.
It was really amazing though when it popped up and it was John Krasinski, because that's been a fan cast for years. So I literally I grabbed my boyfriend and my brother. I grabbed their arms and I was like, "Holy shit!" And they said I hurt them. I was so excited.
But here's the thing, Boobagel, is that now these characters may not return. They may be a one-off. You might get a different multiverse version of them that is a different person.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but
what makes even less sense to me is that like they literally ask like, "Do you have kids?" And like John Krasinski is like, "Yeah." His son is like one of the like most powerful beings in the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
so,
he's
like,
a reality
that
warper.
Doesn't have consequences later. Then I would be so mad. Because like I would love to see like an angry version of like Frank and Richards like hunting Wanda down.
That was
and then,
the coldest line when she's like, "Do they? Is the mother still alive?"
Oh
He's
yeah,
like,
Wanda's a bitch.
She's like, "Good, then there'll be someone to take care of them."
I'm like, yeah.
We're dropping some frames here, guys.
Okay.
Oh.
Hold on one second. I don't like AJ. How's the stream right now, man? Are we? Looks like we're
it on my phone. It looks like we're good now. Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Says
it's kind of freezing here and there.
Says browser encountered an error while decoding the video. Hold on one second. Yeah, we're frozen right. Oh no, we're good. We're good. Anyway, I'm just looking at the bit rate and it's starting to die. I don't know why it is, but it is. So we might have to wrap up here, unfortunately.
Don't you love it?
Yeah. So yeah, I think honestly, I think that they like it was like the Venom thing, right? Like where they're like, let's put Venom in No Way Home and then see how that works and if people like that. And essentially what it came down to was Venom, go back to your dimension. I'm sorry, we don't give a shit about you. And then they only used him to set up the possibility of having the Venom symbiote, which, by the way, confirms in the second Venom movie, which is a world-building movie, by the way, in the Marvel. I mean, I know no one cares.
Sonyverse.
Yeah, I know nobody cares about, the Sonyverse, whatever, which is fine. Because Morbius, but essentially, what Venom says is that he is connected through to every version of the Venom suit throughout history and the multiverse, and he can literally go through and pick any memory that he has. So literally, he's fucking stupid in the movies, but he has this entire archive of thousands of years of Venom symbiote knowledge, which is a little strange that they just kind of threw that in there. But yeah, but I don't think Tom Holland is. I'm not Tom Holland, but Tom Hardy is going to be Venom in Marvel if he ever comes back.
Yeah, speaking of like future speculation shit, like I would love for them to go like an entirely different route with the symbiote in this comic, where it's not Peter who finds it, but it's like someone else, like Gwen Stacy.
Yeah,
like,
you said that to me before.
Yeah, if they could do like a Gwenom angle, that could be actually pretty sick, or like just something different.
Or
like,
Flash Thompson.
Yeah, or even
yeah,
that would be cool. Anti-Venom in the comics. Also, I think there's like a symbiote Scorpion version where like it's like Venom Scorpion. So that could be cool. But yeah, I just don't want them to just give the Venom suit to Parker again in the MCU. That would be kind of lame.